Hello and good evening, wonderful viewers, wherever you are. Welcome to another edition of your favorite sport program on TV called Sport 360 Light on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. Again, broadcast here in our studios in Farato, as we are located in the little smiling coast of Africa, the Gambia, and our studios in West Coast region side of Gambia, that is Farato. Sport 360 comes on air every Sunday from the 8 to 9 o'clock. And I'm the host, Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam. And today, my guest is another little brother. Well, anyway, it's a Badibunka, I'm the dad, but he's my little guy in the, of course, media. And this is no other than Buba N.K. Toure, the press officer of the Gambia Armed Forces, and also who double as, of course, the PRO of Kunkujang Ketea Sports and Costa, that is Costa Road Sport Development Association. Well, we're talking about the community football, government football, and host range of football. As you know, it's written under your screen out there for sponsors invited. You want visibility, whatever you want, please come to Atlantic TV, especially this favorite program called Sports 360 Live. With me, myself, Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam, once again. Of course, Ndi Malembiti, Buba, welcome to Atlantic Sport 360 Live.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think I will decline that you are the father, but I think I will remain as the father. So once again, it is an honor to be here. As you said, I'm saying a big shout out to the management of Atlantic TV and their followers, and anywhere you're just watching this program from. Once again, as he alluded earlier on, I am Buba N.K. Toure and a press officer of the Gambia Police Force, or among a press officers and apart from us and Gambia Police Force, and also double as the PR of the Costa Zone and Kunkujang Ketea. I feel honored to be here once more.
That's right. As I told you, but before you say you have to say hi, but remember today we are honored. We thank you so much for bringing, for the first time, the Poliso magazine on, as you can see on your screen right here, and with the IG Toure. And thank you so much for this one. I know Atlantic TV will have it. Very wonderful to see most of the things that from the press department. Thank you so much once again, as you can see right here. Yeah. Buba, first, before we go, your viewers and people in Kunkujang Ketea and everybody, you can say hi to them.
Yeah, as I said, thank you very much. I think this book is part of my saying us thank you very much, because you are an inspirational guy that have been motivated us, back in the years. So this is our new edition that we launched, not long ago. So I decided to bring a copy.
Thank you.
It's for you, personally from my heart. Once again, just to see the followers that are following this program, saying a big hi to them, and my own place, that is my own native town, Kunkujang Ketea, and the people of Costa Road. When you say Costa, we mean also Costa Road. Not forgetting about my own sport president, that is not a person, that is Demba Sane, the vice president, Babakar Jiba, the secretary general of the Kunkujang Ketea Sport Committee, that is Burama Jame, and all the members of the Kunkujang Ketea Sport Committee, and currently the current president of the Costa Zone, that is Yaya Ba of Sunkibale. I'm saying also thank you very much for all of them, because they have been, they inspire me a lot and they motivated me a lot, and I'm saying all of them, so thank you very much. Not forgetting my own institution, that is the Gambia Police Force. Not forgetting my immediate boss, that is the PR of the Gambia Police Force, that is Modu Musasi. So, he's our boss and then he's a mentor too. So I'm saying big shout out to everybody that's currently watching this program live.
Thank you very much, Buba, and once again we're so happy bringing this, serving the public advancement, democratic policy, and public safety. That is it, serving humanity, guiding people's life and property.
I think that's one of our key pillars.
That's our key pillars.
Yes, protection of life and property.
And property. Thank you so much. Buba, let's, moving on in the Sports 360 Light, a little bit about who is Buba N.K. Toure, a little bit about Buba.
Yeah, I think I'm happy that you asked this question, and I would love to answer that one, proudly for that. I think I am Buba N.K. Toure, by origin I'm from Badibubani, but resided in Kunkujang Ketea for a marathon of years. I can say, well, I do my primary school at around that area. That's Banyan ending to the junior school, to Muslim High, and then also currently at the Stratford College doing my diploma on mass communication and journalism. I think I have done a lot in terms of sport, especially in Kunkujankete and in West Coast as general. Also part of the West Coast as a media team, and a Big Sam is our immediate boss in that area. I think what inspired me a lot, I think so many people have inspired me a lot, because I remember, working as a police officer, to marry these two together is always difficult. But again, if you are from as a community and you feel like every village is there promoting their own sport activities, you feel like, well, you also can play your part, because as the saying goes, don't ask what the country have done, but what have you done for the country. I think this is very important. So that has motivated me. So in 2015, when I was at Gunjur, but when I finally moved out as Kunkujang, I'm not traveling anymore. I decided to venture in sport. So I look at the Kunkujang Ketea Sport Committee that was been established since 2025. I think that is 20 years now. And I decided to join the sport committee in 2015. When I joined, I found only 3 people there, because this is a job, it's a volunteer job. Nobody wants to join because they feel like there is no payment, there is no allowance, there is no nothing. So, they approached me, that is Babakar Fall who approached me, said, bro, you are a sport fans, you are a sport lover, and then we know what you can do, come and join. I said, I don't think I can marry the two together. That was my scary moment, and that was a factor that was absolutely rendering me behind. But when I decided to join, they motivated me. I met Babakar Jiba, I met Dembasana, the president. I met only 3 people in that faithful sport committee back in 2015. So when I joined, I started to immediately took the role as the mouthpiece, that's the RPRO. I started vomiting or tried to spray information on Skunkujang Ketea around. So when I started the first 3 months, people say, wow, you should have come out a long time ago. I think you are the missing line of Skunkujang, and the rest was in history. So immediately we go and we feel like this West Coast, this national zonal is also ongoing. And the athletics, as I said, Dembasane, the zone president, they decided to, Costa is a big town, so almost more than 9 villages that are within the satellite village. So we feel like we should have done nothing, we should do something to create our own zone. So they pioneered it, and then they made sure that the zone was created. So when the zone was created, and they approached me too, and they feel like you can be the zone, and the zone IPRO. So the moment I started doing that, so normally, there we go, everything kick-started also running. Yeah, because as I said, the people are having hidden talent. What they need is motivation. What they need, people that will inspire them, the people that will encourage them. We have thousands of youths that are around that can do the job, but they have the hidden talent, but they are scared. Can I do it? Whether there's a wrong direction, whether it's a good direction. So, but if you have someone that is behind you as a mentor, as a guideline, I think the rest can be in a history. So this is how I kick-started.
You kick-started everything.
Yes, and the rest is not in history now.
Okay, fine, thank you so well detailed. It's easy when you have a press officer as your guest. You only need to ask one question, and then they give you everything that you need. But I'll put you a little bit back. Buba asked Buba, when do your interest in sport journalism kick-started? And maybe you might watch 1 or 2 people that motivate you, but when does it start?
Yeah, as I said, in the 2000, when Spain and Holland went to the final, I can vividly also remember, but it's a 2010 World Cup final. I vividly started, I think I stand to be corrected as people are following the program, but it's in 2010, I think Spain played with Holland in that faithful final. But before, we are a big follower of sports. Normally we listen to the like of Sarah Kamara, KWT, Kids with Talent. Yeah, I remember, before moving to Star TV and others. So I'm listening to the like of Campo and others. So the Liverpool supporter, I cannot vividly, Alassane Mbalo. Yes, this also doing this, yeah, it's a very good in sports. So when we listen, we have the joy, we have that inspiration. So I decided, I normally I do testing because I'm an Arsenal fan, they are the Arsenal fans. Yes, as we are gonna. So I remember I was calling. So when we called, they said we are the 2 luckiest person. So I said, well, I support Brazil in at the international stage. So on that day, I went to Argentina, Spain. I said I'm going for Holland. Okay. So then Sarah Kamara and Campo, by the time they invited all the kids with talent that is around Fajara. If you will recall, it's around that area. Kid with talents. So they invited also me and one person. I can't remember that guy, that gentleman anymore. So when they invited us, we went there. So I stood on behalf of Holland, and then the other guy stood on behalf of Spain. But I remember Spain won that faithful final. So the inspiration has to be developed. I like people that work in the TV. As the long like I had the like of Big Sams, the like of Lami FS Sane in the TV, Salif Jal and others. All these things are doing great at the sport. I said, well, can I do it? But anytime I meet with them, they say, bro, you can do it, because they know my, they know my writing skills, and they know one or two things about me. They said, you can do it. So I also feel like the Gambia's police force is a big institution, and we have in a sport department. So when I knock their door, I see I can do it. I find the radio exit. We have our own radio called Poliso radio. I'm the first guy that started to do sport in the faithful radio. So when I started, wow, you are super. So at the end of the day, I can definitely say it now. The Gambia police force, their sport issues, their page, I handle everything. I post their stories and do everything. So simultaneously now, it's part of me. So people said, well, Buba, you can do this job, but we are moving into digital era. So it's important to back up what you are doing with your certificate. Bro, no, for me, I have, I already have my employment. I'm a police officer. No, but people have recognized you in this journalism system. So try it, at least you have the documents. It's very important for future reference. Yeah, exactly. I said, well, these people are making sense. Probably I could retire, I could resign, or something. As medical can happen at any time. So when people say they need people with their documents, when they said they need people with their documents, when they said they need people with their documents, so if I cannot produce my document, that would be in a howler. So I decided to go to Stratford College. Others people, some say go for Majak, but a friend of mine, Sirifo Sisi, already at King Radio, yes, King Radio said no, go to Stratford. So already I'm doing my diploma. So my aim is at least to go for an advanced diploma and see whether I can have a degree when time permits. You can. This is a matter of you. Well, awesome. Remember you watching Sport 360 Live on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. And I'm Big Sam International. My guest is Buba NK Toure. Buba, moving on, as the press officer of the Gambia Police Force, and also as the IPR for both Kunkuta Nketa Committee and Costa Force. Let's talk about the GPF. What's your day-to-day work as the press officer? Yeah, I think I don't normally want to be economical in giving information, but that time I will just want to be economical a little bit, because if you look at the service, otherwise your boss will punish you tomorrow. Anyway, but then if you look at the press officers, you are there just to extract any information relating to the Gambia Police Force. They have events, they have programs, they have issues. Already we start streaming live in our own Facebook page. We host programs and others. So if police have any events, we go and extract the information, we develop it, and finally we'll hand over to our boss, that is PRO, who will do the adjustment, who will do the editing, and stuff like we post it. So our aim is to have our own TV, just like Atlanta TV is. So that's the dream, just like Ghana TV is happening. Ghana police, they have their own TV. So that's the dream. We feel like the human resources is there. So normally I said it's not a rocket science. Normally this thing just go and learn it. So but your day-to-day is to collect information, disseminate information. Yes, especially any type of sport, because the job is so big. You have people that have passion in this. So for me, most of the time, I'm more interested in sport. In sports, as a sport guy. As a sport guy. So let's make sure that the Gambia Police Force sport image has been sold. It's been sold outside. So as a PR for Kunkuja Nketa Sports, what's your day-to-day work? Yeah, that's very good as an IPR, because PRO, you are just trying to rebrand. Your main job is to rebrand the image of that particular department or institution. So if I'm an IPR of the Kunkuja Nketa Sport Committee, my responsibility to make sure to rebrand the image of Kunkuja Nketa Sport Committee, to tell them, the masses, so that's the audience. Kunkuja Nketa is the venue for you. It's the best stuff for you as far as the sport is concerned. So that I'm there to collect all their stories, to profile their footballers, their tournaments, and anything that is related to sport in Kunkuja Nketa, and try to sell it, to the masses. That is the wider world. That's why we have our own Facebook page. I created a Facebook page. I have a WhatsApp platform which I'm handling currently under my custody. In any issues regarding about Kunkuja Nketa sport, I do it. You do it. I do it just to sell the image, just to show the viewers Kunkuja is the right place. But here we go to a very big one now as an IPO. That is Costa, which is a cluster of all that. It's a zone of its own. Absolutely. Again, can you tell my viewers what is as an IPO in there? What also do you do? Yeah, as you said, as a more or less, there is no much of difference. As Costa is the bigger one. It's the bigger village as compared to Kunkuja. But Kunkuja is just a small village. When you talk about Costa, it's a combination of villages that's around the satellite villages. That's what I mean. So normally we compete in the West Coast as a national zone. This is where everything started. And now West Coast zonal, in the 4th edition, I start to be corrected. So then when I'm working as the IPR, I make sure to collect all the data and stories regarding to all the village within Costa, especially when Costa is going to play. I'll make sure that I'm part of their match day to make sure that who is starting and who is not starting. In that particular team, just to make sure who is starting and who is not starting for that particular team. To make sure any footballers or any athletics, because sport is not all about football, it's about
sports is a
so anyone that is part of us on Costa Road and you are a sport guy, just to make sure that your image is being sold there. Because I normally say that playing this sport is one thing, but marketing is another thing. To sell the image of a particular zone is another thing. That is most of the difficult things. So if you look at the English Barclay Premier League, because of their media is so powerful. People are talking about the West Coast zone because the media is powerful. So I feel like Costa Zone, we are a big zone, almost comprises of more than 8 villages or 9 villages. So we need to have absolutely correct media as a platform. I already have a platform that is called Costa Zone Platform. Currently, there is a tournament ongoing, proudly and officially sponsored by APS, I think it's 10 zones. So we are lucky to be part of the zone that have that packages. And currently, our tournament, maybe end of end of this month, we started going to our semi-final, and before end of May, we will start playing on the final. So it's more or less the same. If an IPR, as I said, to rebrand the image, to sell the particular institution or department image, to make sure that to build trust and confidence within the public, so that let the public know that yes, that particular place is the best stuff for you, as far as that the sport is concerned.
Well, thank you very much, Buba. What a detailed one. Moving on. How is as you are involved both from Kunkudankede to Costa, how is the community football in that area? Can you tell me how is the community football in that area is?
Yeah, I'll proudly say it, because I think I'm not only born in that village, but from my nursery school up to high school, I spent it there in that village. So I think I know much about that particular village. As I said, Kunkujang alone produced 20 teams. Sunki Alaj alone, last year they produced more than 20-something teams. So if you go to Yunas and others, so talents are there, and football is definitely growing. And each of the sport committee can organize more than 16 teams tournament, and this is yearly organized. Some sport committee like Kunkuja, they can organize 3 tournaments per year. That's staggering. At least that's a good amount. Also, you go to Sunkala, the same thing. So if you look at sport, there is absolutely developing. Currently, I can name Yusuf Asanyang, currently playing in the next young Kuba Minty. I can talk about the Gambia under 17. Their number 5, Yusuf Aketa, is from Kunkujang Kete and is part of Costa Road. And he played a team called Kunkujang Friend. So you talk about Raul Ibrahim Singate, it's a former under 20 player. So if you talk about understand football talents in that particular way, we are definitely top-notch. We are absolutely top-notch, because of you go to Sunkalaji, you find more than 30 teams. Sometimes you cut it to 20 because you feel like the more teams are many, the more longer the tournament will be. So you decided to cut it up. But we can even produce more than 30 teams. So talent is there and football is definitely moving. Now there's a competition. Kunkuja Sport Committee, they will proudly say we are the best. Sunkalaji say we are the best. Wow. Yuna will say best. So that's absolute competition. Now teams will be in a dilemma to know exactly which team to choose, whether to, which village to choose, whether I'll join Kunkujang, whether I'll join Sunkalaji, whether I'll join Sunkibalia. Even Wiringa is part of it. Is part of Costa. So we need to talk about talent. I think talent is not our problem. So the problem is just we need a proper marketing team to make sure that teams has been, teams as players has been sold to the wider world. That's all. Because right now, Kunkujang Friend is having a 3rd division team. So I vet all these satellite villages need to have their 3rd division teams. Kunkujang Friend is there. Sunkalaji, they went for at least a qualifier, just to make sure they qualified for 3rd division, but it's unfortunate. If you go to Yuna, this is what they are planning now. So imagine if all these satellite villages have their 3rd division team, and probably in the next 5 years, you can see three teams that will migrate from the 3rd division to 2nd division or 4th division. So now, there's not like us and hustling anymore, just to struggle how to play for Brikama United, to play for Walid and Oriel de Banyan, because the place you are staying, they have their own divisional team. So I think that's the dream, that's the target, and that's what exactly we are doing. That's the plan we are heading to, because talents are there, and we don't think our players can start roaming from one village to another just to make sure they play at the division level, because of 3rd division is still classified as a grassroots football. So if you want to play professional football, you need to move from the 2nd division to the 2nd division. Probably if God comes on your way or lost chance comes on your way, you can start migrating to see yourself in the other, in the international stages. We have seen young Kubamite who started his career from Bakot, and now they is playing at Brighton. And as Yusufa Sanya, as rightly said, we are just from the same neighborhood. He played at Darussalam, so to be in Kunkujang KTA tournament right now. Leicester City and others top flight teams are following him. Senegal, they want to snatch it from us. We all know the saga where media started making smoke around to make sure that these young boys, particular, participated in the Gambian football. So I know we will return there, but this is exactly what we are doing in St. Costa. I can say that's a high competition.
High competition.
Yeah.
Before we go to Gambian football in general, a little bit, take us a little bit, because I heard there was a final sometime.
Yeah.
Tell us briefly, because we're moving to the Gambia football in general, briefly give us that synopsis of that final.
Yeah, I think I will be glad to answer that one, as I said again, because Kunkujang Ketea, that's the sport committee that I joined since 2015. And this particular sport committee have been organizing football or sport general since 2005. That is 2005 and now is 20 years. That is 2 decades, marathons, at least organizing tournament. And here you can organize more than 3 tournaments in Kunkujang Ketea under the auspices of Dembasane, under the tutelage of us Dembasane. So we are absolutely doing great in that aspect. So for the first time in the history, we decided we have 20 teams. I think that is the biggest achievement so far that happened. And then the teams that went for the final again is Red Daro versus Golden United. We talk about Golden United. It's a long-time team, but it's a mission team. They win double in the ground. They win the league, they win the knockout. But the head coach is Saleh Benz or Yusuf Abba, but they disappeared because, as I said, normally in a grassroots football, teams are not well structures. To maintain team for a particular year is a problem. So I think they disappeared, and finally they came back. Also in 2025, 2024 was going to the 2025 season, and finally they make to the final. And but unfortunately they lose to Golden. Also they lost to Red Daro. And Red Daro, they migrated. How
did they lose it to them? Let's talk about that.
Yes, we talk about if you look at the final, Red Daro and Golden FC, they played the first final. And the first final, there was no winner. The match ended 1-1. Okay. And as far as rules and regulation is concerned, if the match is draw, just like what is in Brikama, we are going for replay. Okay. So then this 1-1, it is rated that the score for us, but Golden money to restore parity, and there we go. There is no winner. And I remember on that fateful day, there is online TV Gambia Talent TV that tried to stream this game live. Okay. So we go for the replay final. I was trying to come here, but due to the busy schedule, I couldn't make it. So they play again. And that day, one must die, no matter what. So Red Daro play with you, goes Golden. This time it's Golden the score for us, but Red Daro restore parity just 15 minutes to the at least. The end of the game. So before, we are hoping for another penalty shot at this time, not of a lottery, but unfortunately, Red Daro scored the second goal. The game ended in 2-1. But if you talk about organization, Red Daro, this is their second trophy they won since they established in 2017. They migrated from Darussalam after having the 1 or 2 issues, because footballers, they will reach a certain level, they will feel like, well, we are not having the playing time. We feel like establishing our own team is the way forward. If you look at the name of the team, that is what they call themselves, Red Daro. Darussalam was there. We are part of the management before joining the particular sport committee. And next minute when they joined, the rest is in history. I mean, they are made it here. They went for a final in 2017, and now they went for the following year. They went for a final again. They lost against Jola Kunda from Sunkalaji, and they are back another final. Meaning that since they established now almost 8 years now, they managed to win 2 trophies. That is staggering. So they would have been there for marathon years. They cannot win 2 trophies.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So the champion there is Real Daro.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yes, on the leadership of Molamin Banjang. And then if you talk about the organization, for the first time, I streamed this game live. LSTV was there under my leadership, because I told the organizing committee, playing the tournament is one thing, but rebranding and selling the image
is another thing.
So we stream the games live, and we create us, our medals are all the way from America. And diaspora, they keep it, and they give us $20,000 just to my connection. As I said, to be a PR, it's not about talking, just to see how to have good connection and good rap.
Community football is the best.
With my connection with the people, 1 or 2, they give us $20,000. This is where we manage to bring this online TVs. This is where we create us. This is where we create medalists and others, and we create us for the first time. So I'm just trying to see how to explore this one in a bigger picture come next year, because sponsorship is a biggest problem.
Fatigue. That's everywhere.
Yes, Sadu Kamoso would normally say, he would say, now, when it's time for tournament, everybody knock one door. Everybody will know Big Sam, let's go for Big Sam. Exactly. So you see a marathon of M-blocks.
So at the end of the day, you are tired.
So you are tired. You couldn't know who to pick and who to select. So I'm trying to change the dynamic to say, well, Kunkuja is a big town. How many people are in the diaspora? How many people are in Europe? How many people are in Mauritania? So even we are staying together, let's come together. We bring the little token we have just to support the young ones that are there. So I believe come next year, Kunkujan tournament will be fully sponsored by the people in the diaspora with the combination of people that are within the Kunkujan.
Thank you very much.
So that's the deal.
That's the deal, and I think the companies and individuals can come. It's all about branding. It's all about selling what you're doing. We've been struggling we're going for 5 years still. So this is about the bigger picture that you can come in. Moving on, this is from your perspective, Gambian football in general. How do you perceive it from wherever to the first division? What can you tell us from Buba's point of view as a sports journalist?
Yeah, as I said, I have tour this country from left to right. I went to Basse, URR, Sierra, just to cover local football. But absolutely, if you go to these villages, not in Combo, but if you go to even these villages, you find out talents are there. In fact, they play perfect football better than people in Combo. But the opportunities are not there. I think one problem of also Gambian football is about venues and pitches. There's no proper pitches. You struggle to have good pitches. And these people that are still playing in the sandy dust, which is not healthy for their own safety. That's a problem. And if you go to our grassroots, you find that the sport committees that are there, they are not well proper structure. They don't know how to market their players. You can teach teams that will develop a player and a divisional team will just come and collect it without having even a single interest to it. But if you look at Gambian football in a sport, you can see we are moving, but not the line that many Gambians want to see. Because before, Gambia never thinks of qualifying to the AFCON. We have seen we are qualified to the AFCON for the back-to-back. That is the biggest achievement. But in fact, we can even do more than that. If at all we put our house in order. The problem JFF need to step up. We don't say they are not doing the good job, but they have more room of improvement because the grassroots football is not there. It's not there. If grassroots football is there, we should help those people at the, at their various vicinity to make sure how to inspire those people. But if you go to school tournaments, they play once in a year. Two should be constantly playing, like a year twice. Because if you catch them at the school level, that's the best time. Like the primary school, you catch them. As they say, you catch them when they are young. But are we really doing this in the Gambia football? Are we catching these people who catch them when they are young? It's just a slogan, but we are not doing it as we need to do it. So if you go to our local football, as I said, at the provinces area, talents are there, but who is there to inspire them? Who is there to help them? And business partners need to come in also to jump in and support football. JFF alone cannot do it, but JFF need to open the gate to inspire people to come. If you look at today, I said I'm inspired by you because you are doing a good job. That we are inspired by it. So if you want people to come and support Gambian football must have a formula, must have a directions whereby they can attract international donors, even people within this country. But anytime you see people coming, is maybe if Gambia qualified to the AFCON. If AFCON is gone, it's finished. Even our first division league or second division league, there is no proper sponsors. So people struggle to watch the game. How strong is their media team? So that's the problem. So I think Gambian football is going, it's not going. So the way forward is we need to structure the grassroots football. If grassroots football is okay, the rest will be good. As they said, house without a good foundation, yes, there is no house. So I think Gambia, so we are just managing, but there is no proper foundation.
Okay, I did have an interview with Alaji Nyasi, who is in charge of the Gambia Football Federation grassroots. Well, Alaji, I think this is a message, but also we talked about very good. He told us a lot of things that we didn't know, and then what they are up to. That is coming up on my subsequent sports
what I'm saying,
program.
So just to help you on that, if I told that what Alaji Nyasi is saying, how many often he's coming to here to explain to the Gambian people to know?
Exactly. I think that's why I will bring that. Yes. That's why I'll bring that in the subject, and then you will.
People need timely information.
Exactly.
Yes, we are doing this, but A and B and C are missing. That's why we are not flourish.
So how about the national sides?
But if they are not coming, as they are not talking, any time that things are not going at the wrong way, you started to justify your actions. I think even they are doing good or bad, they need to be constantly updating. To people. They have
people going around the media.
Yes, the media. In fact, they have their own page.
Yeah, sure.
How often are they making update? We are in UR, this is what we are doing, this and this. How often? So the Gambian people have the right to gossip. They have the right at least to caricature them. Because as they say that failure to talk, you are giving people a room inside to speculate and do gossiping. So well, if you are constantly communicating with people, those things.
Let me help you. So Alaji, please, as you talk to Sport 360 at your own backyard, like he said, let's try to do that.
Yeah, let's come forward.
Let's come forward.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. It's important before we go. We don't have much time. What is the most important message from your own perspective you want to give it to our audience or viewers right now regarding Gambian sports or football, if you want? What would be your answer, or what would you tell them?
My message is people that are doing the grassroots. When you say grassroots, we start at the national level, we start at the school levels. Those people that are there are sacrificing, they have no salary, they have no nothing, they are just wasting their precious time to make sure that they organize tournament. Let them keep what they are doing, let them continue what they are doing. Let's just try to see to build capacity. Capacity is very important. As the saying goes, if you don't have, you're going to gift. This is what the Englishman said. If you don't have something on your head, you're going to deliver. You'll be just there moving around, just like a standard water. So let's try to, people at the grassroots football, let's try to knock doors, let them be capacitated. If they are capacitated, the rest will be in a history. But the moment they are not capacitated, that will be still a problem because people that are there, they may think that they are doing the right thing where they are doing the wrong thing. So I think grassroots football need to be developed. GFF need to consider their resources. If it is 100%, let them consider 40% on grassroots, even 50% on grassroots, to make sure people that are doing it, let them help them. Because if those people know they are left and right, they will be able to make the GFF even accountable. But the problem is, you cannot account me if you don't know. How can you account me? So if you go to even at the village level, most of the time, sport teams will only have interest when rainfall. Like June, banana samtolku, summer, never have no seatal. But before that, are they doing AGM? Are they doing Congress? Are they in level? No, because they don't know. Teams, the only thing they care is about when never time come. But when never time pass, the rest is and football is a continual process. As the same way, if you don't have time, forget it. Sport is jealous. It's the daily basis things. So those people need to be capacitated at all costs. And them alone cannot do it. Let them knock door. Let them, West Coast, people that are responsible for grassroots, let them try to help those people to know this is football, this is what they do, this is the form that but they left us in the dark so that we cannot make them accountable. That's what I feel like. Because the only training we had is referee training. But how long are they training the football administration? That's the question. Are GFF doing this? It's because they are scared when they train us, or when people know what they are doing, we will start on their head banging and noising. So that's why they say, no, let's leave them in the dark. If you're in the dark, you just be there because you don't know. There is no direction for you. Referee training, goalkeeper training, football administrator, because those people, they need to graduate from grassroots to move to, like for me, I'm Kukujang Kete, I'm a Costa. My plan is how to be in West Coast. From West Coast, I'm thinking how to have position in GFF. But how can I climb to those ladders if I don't know what I'm doing? I may feel like I'm then Kunkujang Kete sport committee. Why is the wrong place for me?
So capacity is the way forward.
And GFF is the main one that need to give it to us. Even West Coast Football Federation.
Build capacity for football stakeholders.
Football administrators. And if you go to the committee level, they are not also, like the sport committee, they are not also not teaching the stakeholders, like the teams. When I say stakeholders, it's not about people that are sponsored, but I mean the teams. The teams there, the team reps need to be well educated. Like I love what these people, would have done before the tournament. Bring all teams together, help them, teach them, this is what they need to do. Yeah. We have issues with the referee issues, bala, 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 bala. If you have issues, this is what they need to do, but they will not do that because they feel like if teams knows they are left and right, they will start and go, no. What you are doing is wrong.
So let's capacitize.
So capacity is
and to be honest, I think that's a very, very important one. We are out, but just before that, how do you feel about Gambia's stadium being temporary open? It's temporarily open from the under 23, the young ones can play there, and the female, but not the national side for the meantime. I think that's another. How do you feel about it?
As the saying goes, the heart rate is better than the heart rate is better.
It's better than
none. But again, I think we are far beyond that. How many millions has been spent on the projects? If they do their groundwork properly, I think the CAF will not say we open it for temporarily to allow A and B and C. What about Z and F and others? I think that's not the way forward. How many money has been there? How did they utilize that money? And who is the contractor? Who is, did he or she have the knowledge? Did he or she have the capacity? But because of the checkbacks, because he gives position to people that they don't know what they are doing, and then we are all in a mess. Because today, if you look at our AFCON, our failure to play at home is causes.
Yeah,
unless when we play a home game here, probably those are 3 points or even 1 point.
But Havelov is better. I remember we are playing the Chan with Algeria here in the Gambia. And I think there are certain places that have been pointed out for them to finish so that it will be permanently.
So meaning that it's not still now there's a pending work to do.
Yeah, that's why it is temporal.
It's temporal.
I think that's going to.
But again, also, this is not what the Gambians want to see.
So let's come for permanent.
Yeah, permanent.
I think we will arrive there. Buba, we have exceeded our time. But finally, before you go, what do you have for my viewers before?
Yeah, thank you very much. I will just encourage my fellow football administrators and let them keep what they are doing because we all have a role to play here. One day they will say Buba NK Toure is no more allowed. Maybe he's gone to the next world, or I have resigned, or I have left. But whatever you are doing, just try to create a footmark. As the saying goes, you should be proud of when I left, you have a legacy. The worst human being in this world, you live, you die, you don't leave nothing. You don't create no legacy. I say legacy, we don't mean about only your home. Sometimes help the society, contribute to the society, to the nation developments. Let's continue what we are doing, and I'm encouraging GFF, let's try to help the football administrators, West Coast. Because if West Coast is capacitated, we also help that they will throw back those benefits back to people at the grassroots. But if they are not capacitated, they left everything like that. They are the top. They are doing everything. So people, we don't know what we are doing, left or right, whether it's correct or not, as we don't know. So I will encourage let us keep the momentum. And I also thank you, Big Sam. As I said, you are one of the mentors. You have been in the media for almost 30 years, so almost 20 years or more than that. So keep it the work you are doing. There are a lot of young journalists that are looking up then after you. So even they don't know you personally, but they've been heard your name. I think that's what we call legacy. So because someone who said, I just want to be like a Big Sam. So even me today, I'm proud that people are calling me behind the scene. I said that I love you. I want to see you physically. You are my mentor. It started from like that. So everybody should do that. I'm thanking the cameraman and the management of the Gambia Talent TV for the job they are doing. We are keen followers of those because we are very active in social media. So sometimes we comment, sometimes we not comment.
On Atlantic.
Yes, we are definitely following it. So let's us keep the good work.
Thank you.
Let the rest be in a history, inshallah. And let's have a beautiful day here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Buba NK Toure, of course, press officer at the Gambia Police Force, and also IPR for both Kungu Janketa and Costa. I know you guys have a very wonderful, of course, program right here from him, and I must thank him also for bringing us the new, of course, edition of the Poliso magazine. Once again, thank you so much, and IGP Nakoto Kelaminimbara, and yeah, big thanks to Ali right here, Edu, and everybody. Atlantic TV. Well, we'll be back again next Sunday, same time, same place. It's Atlantic TV, Sport 360 Live. With me, myself, Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam. My guest was Boba NK Toure. From me, Big Sam International. Until next Sunday, keep on sporting. Bye-bye.